Hello, A to Z listeners. This is LilWilly again from ROCKNPOD 2021, and I have A to Z favorite, Jax Hollow, with us. We have Jax and we have Angela from the band. I'd like to give you guys a little heads up. I discovered you guys through the Decibel Geek podcast when you appeared with Michael Wagner. That was very entertaining, and I just went and ran right to the music and started digging it. And we just happened to be starting the station at the same time. So I was like, what better thing to do than to bring some new music to the station? And me and Angela, we played email tag and stuff like that, and I really appreciate you guys participating with sending us music, and welcome to A to Z Radio.
Sweet. Thanks so much for having us.
Older guys like us, we say we have our Ed Sullivan moment, where somebody sees the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, or in my case, it was more like seeing Kiss on Paul Lynde. What was your Ed Sullivan moment, the moment that you saw something or heard something that said, I want to do that, I want to be a singer and a songwriter and guitarist?
Yeah, that was definitely watching Led Zeppelin YouTube videos back when YouTube was free and like all the bootleg stuff was all uploaded and there was no blocking and of videos being uploaded, and that's when I just watched those videos like back to back, and I was just like totally into Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, just the energy they had and the power and the music, and it was just, I was totally encapsulated.
That's an awesome thing, and you can tell that in your music too, because your music has such a wide variance from the hard rock to Drift Together, which is just an absolutely fabulous ballad, and I'm walking all over my tongue. These guys make fun of me. They go, oh, you sure going to be comfortable with that? But yeah, I'm a really big fan of the music. And just as much, I love Angela's drumming. Oh my God, she's awesome.
Right.
I really love the way you guys are doing things, and I'm really hoping for great things in the future. How early did you start to play and sing?
Yeah, I was like 13.
13, okay. Yeah. How about you, Angela?
I didn't get into drum till I was about 20, 21. Yeah,
okay.
So later in life.
Still early enough, so that's great. I started about 13. I was a Kiss fan from a little kid, and it blew up into what you see today. So now I'm a DJ. Underdog Anthems was the new album from Jax Hollow, and it's great songs full of energy, attitude, heart. Is there one that stands out for you that you really like how it turned out?
Yeah, definitely Drift Together. Yeah, hands down. Like, I felt that one. I felt all the songs in the studio, like, they all have their own, like, personality and presence and, like, their own, like, lives. But, like, Drift Together, the way that it came together and the way that I recorded it, it was a very, very raw experience where, like, I was able to just completely be in the moment and totally have the performance that I really wanted for that song. And when I hear it and when that chorus hits, like, every time I still feel it the day I felt it in the studio when that chorus hits, and that is, like, something that I'll always be super proud of, because if I can get that kind of, like, performance out of every song for the next record, man,
that is really something else, because my spot is right before that when you say you, and then you go into that chorus. It's just like kapow. I'm just totally knocked out by it. It's a great composition. Did you have to do a lot of arranging to it, or did it pretty much just come out of you the way that you wanted it?
Yeah, super-naturally. Even in the studio with Michael, it was super-natural, and we had those background singers come in, and I would just like go to church with it. I'd just go have like a waver a little bit, like what's that called? That piano that does the
vibrato, or
yeah, some kind of vibrato.
Like a Mellotron.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
Is that Mellotron?
No, Mellotron's a tape thing.
Anyway, but one of those old school, things. So like it all just came really naturally with that one. And the solo, I played that like once.
That's incredible.
He was just like I remember being really in my head, being like, man, this song is like tearing me apart. And he's just like, stop looking at your fingers. You never look at your fingers when you solo.
Right.
And I was like, you're right. And then we took that take, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and like, it's a fantastic solo. It's a great composition from beginning to end.
Well, thank you, man.
Speaking of Michael Wagner, is there a lesson that you're going to take from now on that's saying, yeah, I learned that from Michael? This is
so
the one
many
thing. Yeah. Yeah. Can you just think of maybe one?
Damn, I mean, like, every day in the studio was a different lesson.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd get impatient, and I'd be like, and he'd just be like, I've done this a long time. I remember him a couple of times being like, I've been doing this a long time. And then I'd be like, I've sold a few records, and I remember having to be like, all right, Jess, like, calm down, like, this isn't like, and this is huge, and it's like every day is like an intense like gift, but I learned patience when I was in the studio with him, because sometimes we spend like 2 hours setting up mics just to sing like 15 minutes through it, and patience, I think, is a big one that I learned. But there's so many little lessons in and out of there that's just like, I couldn't even tell you, like, every day was a different lesson.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I'd heard recently, that he's retired, or he was in the mode of retiring, and it's kind of like, how fascinating is it to be one of the last acts that he's worked with professionally?
Yeah, I am the last act.
You are okay. I didn't know if he'd done anything since Underdog Anthems or not.
I am the last act that he worked with professionally, yeah.
Well, he went out on a high note, in my opinion, because it's great stuff from beginning to end. High Class Bitch and Drift Together. Like I said about Angela earlier, the comments on the players. You got to play with Peter Baltz from Accept, and that. For listeners that don't know, Accept was originally a band that Michael Wagner, the producer, had originated. Yeah. And I didn't realize that until a couple weeks ago. I heard him say that him and Udo put that together, and Peter Baltz spent many a year in Accept and is a fantastic bass player. Who's playing live bass with you now?
We do like Guns for Hire right now, so like kind of like Nashville's finest musicians in town. We'll kind of have different guys out with that. We're kind of still looking around,
Okay, that's a great. You're in the best pool in the nation, in my opinion.
Everyone is like
Lots
so
of great
good.
Players.
Yeah.
And so now I read just yesterday that you're getting into the demo process for the next album.
Yeah, writing.
All right. So, and how's that going?
It's going awesome, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. Got a lot of new stuff, new ideas, new songs.
Yeah. Now, when you write, do you basically, like you said earlier with Drift Together, does it just come organically, or do you have the melody idea, or does the music come?
Yeah, man, sometimes you get like gifts where you get 40-minute songs and they just fall in your lap and you're like, yes, and it's like awesome. Like Rebound, I wrote that song in 40 minutes,
Wow.
And so, but then you get songs that you have to fight. I've rewritten this new song like 5 times already, but it needed to be chiseled out. Some songs need to be chiseled, other songs just are gifted to you, but the process is all from all different angles. So I could have a melody idea first, a lyric idea first, guitar riff idea first. It doesn't matter as long as like all of my chakras are open.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You basically just let the song be itself the way it's going to be.
Yeah, it has to come out the way it is, because believe me, I've been writing for so long that I know when I'm forcing something.
Right.
And I'm obsessing over it, and it's just not happening. And I've been spending 4 hours. It's been 4 hours, and I've been still on the same stuff. That's when I know no more time dedicated to this is going to help. But it needs to like have its own. And then like 2 days later, when I pick it up again, I write it in like an hour.
Yeah.
So
the bridge you were looking to cross just happens to appear in front of you. So
that's why songwriting is like the most frustrating, but the most rewarding thing. Because then when you have something really special fall in your lap, you're just like, oh my god, that's mine. I can take that and elevate it and like make people feel things with that.
And my DJs are messing with me behind you. so they just got outed. Anyway, so what kind of anticipation are you looking for a new album? Or are you just going to let it happen as it does, and when you're ready, it comes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're just writing right now, but definitely we have to find like the right producer, the right studio, the right everything. Yeah.
Okay. That was going to be
hard.
Another
it's going to be hard to like go from Michael to like we got to find another
that's a
perfect marriage.
Very high bar to set.
I know.
And I really appreciate your time, Jax and Angela.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for bringing a bright light to the music that we're playing on A to Z Radio. We appreciate you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And, don't lose my email. I want to hear that stuff as soon as we get it.
All right.
All right, thanks, and you have a great day at ROCKNPOD 2021.
All right, thanks. You too, man.